Hey, my name's Nichole Shuster. I'm from Southington, Connecticut. It's a town in Hartford County, right next to Bristol, Connecticut, where the headquarters of ESPN can be located. So basically, I started loving fashion at the age of 7th grade, so that would be like 12. Before that, I really enjoyed architecture. I would go down in my dad's basement and build things out of just random pieces of wood. As I grew up, I realized I don't really want to be the one that makes the houses, like the construction worker basically, but not understanding that an architect doesn't build the houses, they just design them. So I felt like going into fashion instead. I really loved shopping. I have always loved shopping. My grandmother used to sew, so she actually helped inspire me to get into the design industry. She gave me my first sewing machine. So it's always fun. It ended up breaking, unfortunately, so my dad is in the process of getting it fixed, because since she passed away, it's something that I want to keep forever. So one thing that really helped me was, in college, graduating, was the alumni. My school has a ton of alumni that currently work or have worked in New York City, so they're very willing to help pass your resume along, whether it's for a job or an internship. So I ended up landing my second internship from an alumni. She worked at DVF in their merchandising department, and she passed my resume along to the intern coordinator, and well, she hired them also. But when I first had my phone interview, it went really well. Got an email, and the email said, "Unfortunately, we do not have enough room for you, but we did love everything we heard. We will keep you in mind for future internships." Probably 3 days later, after that email, I got another email saying, "Congratulations. We would love to have you as an intern at Diane von Furstenberg in the fashion department, or in the design department." And but instead of starting right after graduation, or after I walked, I would be starting late June, like the end of June. So this allowed me to move all my stuff home, figure some things out, repack, move to Jersey with my aunt and uncle, and do my final capstone internship. And at DVF, it was so much fun. It was boring at times because there ended up being 5 interns when I first started, until one of them left for Italy for the summer. She had gotten another internship in Italy, but took the DVF one for the 2 months because she attended FIT. And that was why they were able to hire me for an internship later in the month. But we kind of overlapped, so there was 5 of us, so that was a bit too much. We were kind of bored at times, being the middle of June, early July. There's not too much development yet going on. Once August hit, everything, like all the development was happening. That's when it started getting really fun. My internship ended at the end of August, and I was invited back to assist with the fashion show, which was super fun. I had never assisted with a fashion show besides my own schools. So it was definitely different on learning a designer fashion show as opposed to your school's fashion show. So that was fun. We got to help with the model fittings, getting them ready to go in front of the camera. We got to listen to the music choices. It was really cool. So, yeah. And I got to see a garment that I helped personally create walk down the runway, which was also very fun. It was this cork-inspired dress with, just chiffon dress. And it had all this beading of different animals, elephants, giraffes, and lions. And me and one other intern hand sewed on all of those beads. I did the back and she did the front. And then we switched when we got tired of looking at one side. But, I mean, they were same front, back anyway. So it was just me and her, and then the actual designer who thought up the design. So the three of us, we came in on a weekend to help get it done quicker because it was taking so long for the three of us. But unfortunately, you couldn't put any more people on it. It would just be too many hands at that time, that rate. So I ended up then taking an internship at Oscar de la Renta in the fabric department because I had met their fabric coordinator when I was at DVF, and she was the fabric R&D coordinator. So that definitely helped me get that internship. That one was my all-time favorite internship out of all the internships I've done, all the jobs I've done. That one definitely was my favorite and still is to this day. I'm all about how I'm treated, and I was treated just like I was her assistant. Nobody really knew that or thought that I was an intern. So that was really fun. When I left, they even had a little party for me. So that was really nice. It was definitely a great internship, and it's a great company to work for. They're very about being a family as opposed to, oh, I just designed this for that person. It's everybody works together really nicely. So you guys probably, well, not probably, you do get like millions of these. So you can understand how nerve-wracking it is to talk to yourself on a computer. Actually, this isn't the first time I've done something like this. I had interviewed for Under Armour, and it was literally sending videos to them, answering questions. So that was kind of interesting, kind of nerve-wracking at the same time, because you're like, well, did I answer it right? Like, I can't tell. Like, you don't get the one-on-one personalization and body language. Like, you really can't read their body language through a camera. So, doing my best. But, anyway, so I, right now, am obsessed with designing things in white. When I made this, I had drafted this with thicker, it was a lot thicker, the band. And I kind of liked this lace fabric instead, so I decided to make it a little bit more dainty and elegant. Once I made the top, which it was the first time I ever made kind of like a bra top, so I was really impressed with myself. As well as using elastic in the top, so that was cool. I decided to just do a basic circle skirt to go with it and realized, wow, I created something bridal. Like, this is in right now. And I didn't even really do that on purpose. I kind of just, it's like, I just really like the crisscrossing. I have a bathing suit from Victoria's Secret like that. Then for this jacket, I kind of just really wanted a fluffy jacket for myself. So, I love fluffy everything. I have 2 fluffy pillows. They're like my favorite. My sister got one for me for Christmas. The other one I just bought at IKEA. Yeah. So I found this fabric at Joanne Fabrics. Not the best place to get fabric, but being in Connecticut, it'll do for now. Not like the other fabric stores in New York City, like Elegant, B&J, Mood, Rosen and Chaddock, all those. So much more fun. It was like the first fluffy thing I saw, and I was so nervous to cut it. I wanted to make sure it stayed like this and not cut. That was like my all-time fear. But I actually was able to do it, and I get impressed with myself more and more every day. Because, you know, I didn't learn to sew with fur fabric in college. So, this is definitely new. So yeah, I was really impressed with myself. Like I said, I learn something new every day. As a designer, you learn something new all the time. It's constantly changing. So yeah, those are this top and skirt actually just walked in the LIM College fashion show. So basically what they do is they tell you the theme. So it's very different than a real fashion show. They tell you the theme and just want you to bring in examples of your work. They don't really want you to create something for it, but I really only have stuff from college because I've been back and forth since I graduated. But when their theme was colors of the world, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy like white fabric and splatter paint it and like do gay pride and all that. But I really liked, once I made this, I was like, I'm not splatter painting that. This is so elegant and pretty that if they don't want to put it in, screw them. But they did. They loved it when I brought it in, which was totally great. So I actually brought in this top, this skirt, and then a bomber jacket. And they were in love with all three. But this jacket, I unfortunately didn't get finished in time for tryouts. I really wish I did, but I didn't. I did these two pieces plus the bomber jacket in like a week. So these two I did in a day. Like this is nothing. It's a circle skirt. Super easy. My ultimate goal is to own my own fashion company. So I want to be that next Diane von Furstenberg, Oscar de la Renta, Christian Dior. Like, I want to be the next design house internationally. Gotta start in the US first, but that is my ultimate goal. And winning Project Runway would immensely help with that. It would not only give me the funds to start my business, but it would also allow me the exposure. Social media is huge right now, and just being on Project Runway in general gives you that exposure, and it makes people know who you are. I've followed Project Runway for a few seasons now, religiously. Then before that, it was kind of sporadically, and it's just one of those shows where you just sit down and you just can't stop watching. You're just like, oh my god, I never would have thought of that. Or, oh, I could totally make that. The past 2 seasons, I actually sat down with a notebook and sketched along with the requirements of the episode. But yeah, so Project Runway would change my life. So again, winning Project Runway or just even getting on the show would mean the world to me. It would definitely boost my career and help me start my own business that I've been wanting to start for the longest time, but unfortunately don't really have the funds to do so. So, hope you enjoyed it.